Hey y'all, welcome to another WordPress Wednesday. Hey, I want to talk this week about search engine optimization and specifically paid options versus organic options. Maybe we can even do like a three-part series. We'll do today talking all about paid options and what you should be doing to do it correctly. Next week, maybe we can pick up and talk then about organic, right? How do you approach Google for best ranking organically? And then we can wrap it up in a third video where we're talking about expectations overall. What should you be expecting, whether you're investing your time or whether you're investing your money, right? What are we looking at, and what's reality for different levels of budgets? I think this is kind of a hot topic, and there's just a ton of advice out there about search engine optimization. But I really want to just speak to our subscribers. We've got about 25,000 people on this channel who nerd out on all things WordPress. And the struggle is, though, you're building out your WordPress website. How do you know if anybody's even getting there? How do you know if it's even ranking? How do you know how to get Google to pay attention to us, right? So I want to help you out today talking specifically about paid opportunities. We all know there's only two ways to be found on Google. You either pay for it in an ad, or the other way is organically approaching things, right? Where you build out your website in such a way that Google clearly understands what it is that you do, and they reward you in a sense with a higher ranking, or that page one ranking that we all want and covet. So I want to talk though this week specifically about paid opportunities, and then catch up with me next week for that organic approach. Paid opportunities is interesting because a lot of people think, gosh, if I shell out $500 a month, we're going to turn on the faucet of leads, and I'm going to get, all these results and all these leads coming in, and that is certainly not the case. What it is, though, about paid marketing, you do see more instant results, because organic, as we'll talk about next week, certainly takes a lot longer to see those efforts come to fruition. But the initial, the idea, if you need initial upfront leads, if you need leads in a short-term campaign or something, then paid is certainly the route to go, because you will see results if done correctly. So let me just mention that there. If you do your campaigns correctly, you should see results pretty quickly. Within days, weeks, certainly within 30 days of a month, you should see some great results if you're setting up your campaigns correctly. So let's talk about what that looks like. I just want to give you a couple of things to be considering whenever you are ready to set up your ads and going to look at what to even write about your ads, right? So one of the things I want to do is talk to you specifically about who is your audience. And the last thing I want to hear from you is everyone's my potential customer. Because you must niche yourself down, and at least for the sake of spending your dollars inside of Google Adwords or Facebook or whatever online platform, at least narrow down a campaign target audience. So let's say that your consumers are ages 13 to 85. Wow, that's a massive gap. And certainly the things that speak to a 13-year-old would never really resonate with a baby boomer, right? So what we want to do is kind of put those in lanes or categories, if you will, and kind of create what we call an audience model, right? Put these together with demographics, all that kind of correlate together, and use that as your target audience to at least start a campaign. When you have figured out what age range you want to approach and what those people look like and talk like and where they live and what they're interested in, then you'll be able to find out what key terms they're using. That's our second thing. What keywords are people actually using to search for your products or services? Here's what you want to think about, though. You might be a little too close to it. Think about this. If you're a professional in the industry, or you think you know what key terms people are using, you certainly want to do your research just to be sure that your audience isn't using less educated terms or a completely different phrase, especially if folks are living in different parts of the country trying to find you, or maybe even a totally different country, different language. You want to think about those things and be prepared to run those campaigns structured to target those individuals. Now that you have those two things in place, y'all, I want you to think about when they click on that ad and they come to your landing page or they come over to your website, what are they going to see? Is it going to look trustworthy? Is it going to get them excited about your product or what you're asking them to do? Do they feel nervous about putting in their credit card information? We really want those landing pages to resonate with your audience and to show them brand uniformity, to give them instant success in their minds that they've connected with the resource that they were hoping to find when they clicked on that ad, right? So that charges your card immediately, basically, because you got your click. So Google's done its job. Here's the next problem, though. If you're out there spending all that money every single month and they click that ad and they come over to your website, are they converting? So that's our next point. So when they land on that landing page, what do you want them to do? Only give them one thing. Don't distract them with a ton of things to do. Give them one thing, whether that's add to cart, or whether that's sign up now, or schedule a free appointment, whatever that might be. You need to be sure that that landing page has very clear instructions on how to make that happen, okay? You have to be sure that you're converting, because you could be spending all this money every month driving all this traffic to your website and never truly getting a return on your investment other than traffic. And with that comes our final point of make sure you know how you're going to be tracking all of this traffic. Obviously, Google Analytics and Facebook Insights, all these other places have data tools that will allow you to aggregate that content, understand that content, understand that data, and see what the results are. But I want you to be sure you're actually doing that, because the last thing you want to do is log into your Google AdWords account, set up a cool, 10, 20, 30 different ads running in one campaign. You think you've got it all set, and you basically put it on autopilot, and you tell Google, go spend my money, and you forget to log back in a day or two or a week or two. And unfortunately, that's really money lost, because it'll be telling you almost in a real-time format of what campaigns are working well, what ads are performing well, and which ones are not. So please be sure to stay on top of those things. I'll be sure to put these resources down in the description box below so that you'll be able to find some really cool tools to help you with keyword research, to help you with other things. And I've got another really great video. If this intrigued you, I've got another really great video that'll get you ready for our organic talk next week. I'll put that link in the description box below as well. I hope you're having a great WordPress Wednesday, and I will see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.